Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Sandy's Library. I'm Sandy, and we are back today to do another reading for Twin Flames and Separation. And I just want to mention real quick that the dogs in the neighborhood are especially noisy today, so I hope you can't hear them on the video as well as I can. So, but anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Scrabble game. And we're going to pull a couple of letters out of here and see if we can get an idea of who we might be talking to. And I just want to mention real quick, like, that if you've never watched one of my videos, perhaps it might be a good idea to check the description. Just a thought. But, okay, so, we have a J and a Q. J and a Q. So, if you can pull something out of that, first, middle, last initial, geographic location perhaps, and there may be a message here for you. But if not, I wouldn't worry too much about that because it's a fairly large group in the collective that we are tapping into. So, let's see what Spirit has to say today. Well, they say you might as well give in and let fate take the lead. It's going to anyway. Yeah, that's true. Sure is. Yep. Okay, so let's set the Divine Feminine aside for a bit and we'll see what's up with the Divine Masculine. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Tower. Okay, so my guides are giving me the energies of Taurus, Virgo, and Leo. The Divine Masculine has a lot of pentacles available to him lately. And Willibeth is telling me that after the Divine Masculine split from his Divine Feminine, he ended up marrying a woman for her wealth and status. Yeah. And the Divine Masculine says that everything was going along fine. He's telling me that things were fine. He says maybe life hasn't turned out the way that he had once hoped it would, but he says that the fact that he can afford life's little luxuries here has been a suitable consolation prize. He's telling me that he was content. And then, one day, his past came back to haunt him. And you know what they say. You know, they always say good news travels quickly. Well, sometimes it takes bad news a while to reach you. The Divine Masculine said that he has heard from his Divine Feminine though, and what she has had to say to him resulted in this. And boy, was it bad. I mean, just look at the destruction on this image. I've been getting a lot of these situations lately. You know, those Divine Masculines who walked away from their Divine Feminine, and as it turned out, she was pregnant. But to be fair, I'm getting that most of these Divine Masculines did not know about the pregnancy at the time. which is why this has made this so hard for him. And that's why there's so much destruction in this scene right here. It's because his world has been shattered because he lost a child that he didn't know he ever had. You know, and you know, I'm just gonna say that you know, the destruction here is born from the fact that I feel like I have yet to come across a reading where any of these types of pregnancies made it to full term. None of these pregnancies ever made it to full term. Now, I'm not talking about people who are pregnant right now. This is a past tense sort of energy. And our divine masculine has found out that he's lost the only son that he will ever have. And the reason for this is because not only is his divine feminine past her prime, but so is Miss Moneybags over here. She's past her prime too. So, the one thing that our divine masculine has always wanted, a son, well, now he's telling me that's not all he lost when he walked out on his divine feminine. That's what he's saying now. He lost more than the one thing that he's always wanted. And he's telling me, he says, I never knew that I could want someone in my life so much who I wasn't related to. So, we got a very shallow divine masculine on our hands. And, you know, he is never going to be happy now with Miss Moneybags over here, because he's too busy mourning all that he has lost. You know, and the wands energy, you know, as if all this shit ain't bad enough. This wands energy here surrounding the communication between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, he's loaded with his sexual energy. I'm getting that all of the divine masculine's sexual desires are directed at his divine feminine now, who he says he still views as incredibly desirable. And while I'm sorry to say that the only thing that he finds appealing about this one is her pentacles. He's telling me that before he heard from his divine feminine, the fact that he wasn't attracted to this one was not an issue. He said it wasn't until he heard from his divine feminine and he asked for a picture. And he said all it took was one look and he knew that it had always been her. And then she told him about his son. Y'all, I don't get the feeling that this divine masculine will ever be the same. He's never going to be the same. And his world is still in chaos over here, too. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to climb up out of this energy that he's in anytime soon. I'm just really feeling like this whole lifetime has done this huge number on him. That's how he feels. My guides are telling me that there are souls out there who are overachievers. Yeah, they say I'm one of them. And I mean, why else would I agree to lose my mind during the last portion of my life? Overachiever. But Divine Masculine, I don't think you're anywhere near the stage I am here in 3D. So, in light of that fact, is there anything that you would like to say to your Divine Feminine here in 3D? Anything at all? Here's your chance. We're going to use our in-house oracle decks now. A couple of them anyway. Crazy for You is based on the first book I ever wrote. And the energy inside it is a bit tumultuous. But there's good in it as well. He says, I could let you back in if it wasn't for my foolish pride. Well, he says, you said you never meant to hurt me, but still you do the things you do. Now, hold on a second there, Divine Masculine. First off, you say, I could let you back in if it wasn't for my foolish pride. What the hell are you talking about? You're the one that walked away from her. I mean, that's what she told us. So, don't go talking shit to her, because let me tell you what, that ain't gonna do you no damn good at all. And this, you said you never meant to hurt me, but still you do the things things you do. Okay, so I don't know if this is true or not. I usually like to wait until I see the Divine Feminine's cards, but he's telling me that she broke off contact after contacting him and telling him about his son and just letting him be in contact with her enough for him to fall in love with her. Finally. That's what Willabeth is saying. Finally. That's her word. And so I'm feeling like you're half sincere here, but you know, if she broke off contact with you because of Miss Moneybags over here, I mean, don't sit up here and tell us about how she hurt you. I don't buy it. He says, I'm so scared that you're going to appear from out of nowhere. Yeah, because you don't know what she wants. And until you know, yeah, that's it, guys. Until he knows what the Divine Feminine wants, he doesn't want to leave the comfort that comes with Miss Moneybags. And let me tell y'all what, this Divine Masculine ain't ready for union with his Divine Feminine here in 3D. No, sir. And if this is your Divine Masculine that I'm talking about, hey, don't do it. Don't accept a piece of him. Don't do it. No. He needs to grow up and something. I don't know what. Anyways, okay, let's get back to him and get off my personal rantings here. Okay, I know I always try to hide what's really going on inside of me. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. That's like one of the first solid things we've heard from you out of these cards so far. You're the dream I go to every time I close my eyes. One more. Every time I turn around, all I see is you, except you're not really here. Okay, so we got another one that's, well, I'm not going to leave the karmic situation unless I know there's something waiting for me over here. Well, you know what? You do. You need to grow up. figure out how to be happy with yourself before you can expect to be completely and fully and wholeheartedly happy with your divine feminine. You have got to find a way to be happy with yourself. And this one, he hasn't. We have the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Swords. Oh my goodness. My guides are giving me the energies of Libra, Pisces, and Cancer. And remember all that sexual energy we were talking about back in the Divine Masculines cards? It's right here too. I mean, the two of you together were smoking hot. You two had an incredibly hot and heavy affair. And I hate to do it, y'all, but I also have to include the word brief. Yes, it was a very brief romance. And then fate stepped in. Yep. Fate stepped in and threw you both a curveball that split you two up. You know, Fate, she's a big old bitch too. I mean, she just kept throwing curveballs at these two, man. Divine Feminine says that when she discovered that she was pregnant, she and her Divine Masculine had already broken up, you know, albeit recently, but they were nonetheless broken up, and so she didn't see the point in telling him. She says it wasn't like he was coming back anyway. She says he couldn't at that time. And that's what everybody's telling me. Everybody's saying he could not have come back to her at that time. They're not really getting into why, but they're telling me, yes, that's a finality at that time. Now, that said, they're saying a couple of months down the road could have been different, you know, but, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know, and I'm not going to blame that on the Divine Feminine. I'm going to blame that on the Divine Masculine more than the Divine Feminine, although she is taking her part in the blame. She says, well, if I had told him, things might have turned out differently. She's taking her part in that, but mostly his damn fault, because he's the one that walked away from her before she could even, you know, before she even knew she was pregnant. So anyways, y'all, you know, this is just what they thought, you know. So, but at the time, this is just what they thought, because they, you know, they can't see 2 months down the road. So anyway, you know, so I'm not saying it's what was, it's just what they both thought was. So anyway, the Divine Feminine decided to have the baby and raise it by herself. Then she says fate threw another curveball. Bitch. She says she was pretty close to 6 months along, long enough to become incredibly attached to the life growing inside of her. That's what she says. And then fate stepped in and took her baby before she could carry it to term. And she says she's been mourning that loss ever since. And I mean, look at this. Just look at it. Here's a heart. It's got 3 swords plunged into it. And my guides are telling me that this symbolizes the heart of the family that this divine pair could have had here in the 3D. So, you know what that means? She's going to leave that thing there till it rots. She will never get rid of that memory. And you see her journal down here? That's all she writes about. What could have been. And she gets so wrapped up in it that she doesn't even see that she spilled her ink here all over the bed. Yeah. You know, and if that's not bad enough, it's raining. Can y'all see that? It's raining. And look, you see that right there? Look, ain't nobody gonna be out in that mess except somebody who's up to no good. So, I feel like Miss Moneybags over here is probably well aware of the Divine Feminine's existence. Meaning that the Divine Masculine has told her the truth about you, Divine Feminine. But he says he did not tell Miss Moneybags about his son. He says that is none of her business. He said that that is between him and his Divine Feminine. I'm not sure I understand you, Divine Masculine. But I don't really want to dip down into your energy to try either. No. If there's one thing that my guides have advised me that I do follow, it's go up, not down. But back to these two. Our Divine Feminine, she is just, I'm getting tied up in knots. It feels like that's where she is. Still mourning the loss of so much, yet knowing that it's all gone for good, forever. And the Divine Feminine is saying, some things we just weren't meant to get over or put behind us here in the 3D. Like the loss of children. They live on for as long as we do inside both our heart and our dreams. And this Divine Feminine says that her only saving grace is that she gets to see her son inside her dreams. And I gotta tell you, if you concentrate on those dreams a little more and a little less on the loss, you'd be surprised at what you can create. Imagine a dream world where your son has siblings, full siblings. Entertain that notion for a moment. So, Divine Feminine, how about it? You want to send the Divine Masculine a message? We saw that. Well, when he got into the If I'd Married You energy, which is the last book I ever read, he was a little better. But we'll see what she has to say. We will see what she has to say. Yes, we will. Okay. She says, I can't bear the thought of someone else touching you. So, there you go, Divine Masculine. You sit up there and told us that she is the one that broke off contact with you and that just hurt your poor little feelings so bad. Well, here's why. Asshole. She says, the music on the car radio reminds me of you. Well, she's sure being a lot nicer to you than you were to her in this deck. I tell you what. She says, your smile has a way of luring me in. Hi, Divine Masculine. I'm sorry, but I'm not convinced that you deserve this Divine Feminine. I'm really not. I'm not convinced at all that you deserve her. Didn't mesh with that human ego very well, did you? Let's see. I'm going to see what she wants to say to him from this deck. But I have one that just fell into my lap, and I'm going to do this and spread these out. And then I'm going to show y'all the one that fell into my lap. She says, I love the way you used to pamper me. She says, tell me what you want. And there we have it. Tell me what you want. Right? Because we don't see him making any sort of move toward leaving this karmic situation, although he's already told us he don't give a shit about that. You know, the Divine Feminine, I'm getting that she is single. What is your problem, dude? You're only using this one for her pentacles anyway, so it's not like you're doing her any favors by staying there. Let's be real. So, we're going to give them the opportunity to have a conversation. Yeah. We're going to let them talk to one another here in 3D. So, shit. I'm in trouble shuffling there. Because. I don't know why. Anyway, let's see if they'll talk to one another. Well, there's 2 Divine Masculine cards. Apparently he has something to say. Okay, and so before I read these, here is what Joey and Grace want me to do. Okay? They want me to take this top one, read it, draw a Divine Feminine answer, and then read this one and draw a Divine Feminine answer. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So we have Divine Masculine energy, and he says, I write you love letters inside my dreams. Okay? She says, I'll never be sorry that we met. Okay, so it's pretty civil so far. He says, you deserve to be swept off your feet. Well, he sure as hell knows all the right things to say right now, don't he? Yeah, but you know what? She is not swayed by him in the least little bit. Because she says, I feel like you were always evasive with me. So, you're going to have to work a little harder than that, Divine Masculine. And now, we're going to give the Divine Feminine a chance to talk to you. She says, can you turn back time? He says, your beauty still mesmerizes me. Oh, dude, you're still trying to charm her and she's already told you. That shit ain't going to work. She said, I had no idea what I was losing when you let me walk out the door. Yeah, she sure didn't. She didn't know about that baby she was carrying. He says, I wish I had been honest with you that time you poured your heart out to me. Yes, and now the truth is coming out. She poured her heart out to him, and he wasn't honest with her because he was over here trying to pretend like he was just fine. His life was going perfectly well inside this life with Miss Moneybags over here, and he wasn't honest with the Divine Feminine. And Now he's regretting it because he can't be, because the divine feminine has broken off contact. Okay, we're going to let the divine masculine say one more thing to the divine feminine, and we're going to get her answer right here. He says, you wanted something that I couldn't give you back then. Yes, we all know that. Even spirits admitted that. And she says, I'll always long for the life we could have had. If y'all need a confirmation about this card right here, well, that right there. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm not seeing much progress for these two until he decides to leave out of that karmic situation. And look, dude, I hope you don't think that you're going to get to move from her house into her house. You don't believe that, do you? I mean, don't treat your divine feminine like a karmic partner, okay? You leave this situation because that's the best thing for you. And then you and the divine feminine go get to know one another again, and then decide. She'll decide. She'll let you know. Because guess what? You were in charge last time. She's in charge this time. And that's just the way things work. So, remember, for everything you do to somebody, you're gonna get their chance to do it back to you. And they might have a better reason than you did too. Yes. Willibeth says, before this body of yours, you were pure soul. Know yourself apart from your garment. Yeah. And as I've said, that roomy dude, he's supposed to have said that. I don't know, I wasn't there. One of my guides probably was though. One day, your divine partner will wake up. You had better be ready. Yes, divine feminine. That's what Spirit wants you to know. One day, dumbass over here is going to wake up. When he does, better be ready. Yeah, better be ready. Okay, so, you know, I'm like, I didn't have much hope for these two until Spirit gave me this card. Now I got a little bit of hope. So, let's see. Are y'all gonna be in contact within the next year? And I know some of y'all think a year is a long time, but it's really not. Not in the grand scheme of things. Because remember, time doesn't really exist. Okay? So, alright, let's see. Contact in the next year. Oh shit, I pulled out 2. Ah, that there must be a reason for that, right? Look. Okay. This is what Spirit is telling me. I've never done this before. I've never pulled 2 out at once. And they were locked together. And Willibeth says the reason is that there will be contact. The turtle. I pull that out all the time. It's for May. There will be contact in May. And that contact in May, for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, there will be union in August. I feel like for sure these two, there will be contact in May, and there will be union in August. That does not mean that they will be moving in together, but it does mean just what I said before. divine masculine, leave this situation behind, and then he's gonna get his own place, and he and the divine feminine are going to, back in my day, we used to call it dating exclusively. And, but I'm feeling really positive energy for these two here now, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Oh shit, I hit the camera. Sorry guys. Okay, so, well, I guess that about covers it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thanks for taking the time to view it, and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we upload a brand new reading every day. Wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Later, Gators.